Serikali inaendelea kukusanya maoni kuhusu mswada wa fedha wa mwaka 2026-2027. Mashirika 18 yakiwemo muungano wa wenye viwanda Kenya Association of Manufacturers, shirika la wafanyabiashara wa kibinafsi maarufu KEPSA, shirikisho la waajiri nchini FKE na mengineo kwa sasa yanatoa maoni kuhusu mswada huo katika kikao kinachoandaliwa hapa jijini Nairobi. Hem, tusikilize yanayojiri kwa sasa.
Limit of 2 million shillings. What happened to any interest and penalty above 2 million shillings? What will happen? Will it be payable or not? So either we increase this limit or we just do away with the limit which has been put. However, I feel that giving Commissioner more power will make the process easier. In terms of just removing the limit so that we do not go through that process of going to the level of Treasury. So with that Chair, and just asking the honorable members if you can also consider other stakeholders' recommendation, which I will not go through in detail, but are on page 23, 24, 25 and 26 of our submission, and one of them is on pay as you earn. We got a promise pay as you earn rates will be looked at. Another one is on VAT, odds losses carried forward. We had a challenge with Kenya Revenue Authority, them wanting to apply the law retrospectively, where it favors them, and applying the law prospectively, where it also favors them. So anything that favors them, they look at it from both angles, but anything that favors the taxpayer, they tend to close one eye and look from the other. Probably clarity should be brought in that Section 15(4) of Income Tax Act. And lastly is on, we propose taxpayers objection timeline. And our argument on timeline is this. Kenya Revenue Authority, when I make an objection, currently I have 30 working days. So Monday to Friday, removing any holiday. However, they have 60 calendar days. So giving me as a taxpayer to compile all that document for a shorter period, if this proposal goes through, then it will be to my detriment, making me forego doing my obligation of running my business just to prepare an objection to Kenya Revenue Authority. Over to you, Chair.
So thank you very much for your presentation and for being also on time. We note the other issues that are in your submissions that you not necessarily discuss on. That's why I'm saying that we already have them. For example, on PPPs, you explained on the 30 days to 45 days. So we thank you very much. Are there concerns from our members? And I would want to urge our members not to engage in debate. You will have a chance to debate that in the House. We have CPA Ruto.
You should then give what amounts to debate for this purpose. Well, I just pick one thing on clause 49. First of all, I'm CPA Julius Ruto. I'm sure while members were introducing themselves to stakeholders, I was still outside. I'm a member of this committee and a member of Parliament, Keses constituency. There's something that I picked on clause 39, and probably for record purpose, it's good to put across that the courts and tribunals are not working over the weekends and holidays. But Chair, I think of late I've had several rulings being made on Saturday, I've had many appeals being launched even over the weekends. So I don't know which weekend is not working as far as our stakeholder is concerned. And on the other side, what happens practically? We've seen our judiciary with the use of digital platform, they're able to discharge their responsibility even on holidays and weekends. There is no longer time of saying Shika Shika Friday. Nowadays, Shika Shika Friday can be dispensed even over the weekend. Thank you. Is it Kamata Kamata, not Shika Shika? It's no longer working. So I don't know why for this, we think it's not going to work on that.
Yes, Honorable Paul, then Honorable Mboni.
Well, mine is just a straightforward one on section 24. You talked about the 60% minimum. I would just like to know what your proposals to that would be. Is it to allow negotiation, or what is the thinking around that? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. And I think my question will be well answered by KEPSA, and I think KEPSA has seen them there. One of them is on the filing of tax returns from 6 months to 4 months. And I think this proposal is based on understanding that businesses have already automated their accounts. When you look at companies which are listed, they publish their audited accounts annually, every year. Therefore, if you look at that, then that tells you most of the business are automated. I can see my friend here is looking at me. But I was wondering, what is the percentage of businesses who are automated, their accounts are automated as we stand now? Because that one will involve us to on the decision we are going to make. Two, the tax amnesty, the proposal to change it from that 1st December 2026 to that 1st June 2027. Chair, you know, Kenyans like waiting. Even the last minute is when you find people are doing what they are supposed to do. And you see this proposal, this change of proposal, this proposal actually, government is supposed to get that around 30 billion. I think that's what my understanding. Are you sure that if we extend it from that 1st December to that 1st June, we are going to see businesses acting, or you wait up to the last minute? Because if you are going to wait up to June 2027, it's even better we put it at that 1st December, so that at least you can work on it quickly. Thank you very much. That's why I was saying this one can be answered very well by KEPSA.
These are also accomplished and seasoned tax practitioners. So anyway, Honorable Kaluma, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry I'm late. My name is George Peter Kaluma. I'm the Member of Parliament for Homa Bay Town Constituency. I'm a member of this Committee on Finance and National Planning.
Thank you. I think mine is just one quick one. We note that you're opposed to deletion of clause 44, which is amending section 39A of the Tax Procedures Act and deleting subsection 2. And you check the TPA Act section. If you check the TPA Act section 39A2, that despite subsection 1, a person who does not deduct, withhold, or remit tax on a payment shall not be required to pay the principal tax not deducted, withheld, or remitted where the recipient of the payment has made and accounted for the full principal tax and tax not deducted, withheld, or remitted. So the other intention of this clause was to make sure that where a taxpayer we do not withhold, but the taxpayer paid then will not be required to pay interest and penalty. But now, what KRA were arguing is that there has been abuse of this particular clause, where, especially for entities that are known to be very keen on their tax compliance, so the withholding agents are refusing, or they are not withholding that particular tax, and then that would affect the whole essence of withholding tax, because it's supposed to be to make sure that the actual tax for that particular service or whatever it is actually paid. So maybe you will need to justify a bit more why then you think that that reasoning by KRA is misleading or is wrong, and then what your views would be on that. It's not an example, so the ones that you can respond. The ones that you feel you.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah. And with all due respect, I'll start with yours. It is important for us.
From experience, when people say that, they disrespect you. It's a good warning you have given me. Proceed.
You are my fellow CPA, so I respect you a lot, and I respect the committee. Let's just reason. I've handled several KRA audits, and one of the issues we've seen, some of the errors which are even committed by accountants of entities is not deliberate. So where I fail to deduct a withholding tax from a payment usually is not deliberate. And I think this provision came to give comfort to somebody who might have missed out that since CPA John has paid me in full and I've paid tax on that amount, then it gives John the confidence that KRA will not penalize. It's unfortunate if people are taking advantage of this, and that is not the reason why this clause was reintroduced. So I will leave it at that. In terms of filing date, you will realize most of the audit firms, and especially Tier 2 and the so-called Big 4, we tend to concentrate on insurance, SACCO, and banking up to March because of the statutory requirement. After that is when we start now filing the other, auditing the other clients, and there are quite a number. So telling an audit firm with 100 people to audit 300 clients, then we are asking for substandard audit numbers, which is not right, just to rush to meet the deadline of 4 months. Look at it this way. Anytime we know there's a deadline for paying taxes, we ensure taxpayers pay their taxes installment by 20th of April for those who are December ending, and final tax and pay as you earn by 30th. However, that gives me room now to even send back any queries to the taxpayer, because auditing is not, for lack of better word, just like a posho mill where I'll put unga here, maize here and get unga. There is a process where it also goes through several processes of associate, senior associate, manager, partner review for quality purpose, so that when I'm releasing the audited numbers to the client, they are certified, or rather they are in a true position of the performance of the business. And they are numbers which investors can use, banks can rely on. So if we speed up this process, I'm seeing some shortcuts being taken, and it will be to the detriment of the quality of the numbers you can rely to see whether a business is making is stating the correct numbers or not. In terms of